and just kind of training agents, and I was really good at that, right? And then even there, the stresses of that, to this day, by the way, did I clarify that we're Keller Williams and not Central 21? Success messed that up, and I know people were recording that. They were going, oh, we back with Central 21? No, we're not with Central 21. But in training agents, one of the things we always have to tell people is that, for you to stand out, you have to understand that the public sees real estate agents kind of as the same thing, 6 of one and a half a dozen of the other, right? And so you got to stand out. And so I remember telling this guy, and we'll change his name up, but his last name was McNutts. And Andre McNutt. And I remember Andre, I was asking everybody, what do you have? What is a special skill? What is something you can do that other people can't do? And maybe we can use that to kind of set you apart. And so, again, I'm not good with a lot of words, so when people say start talking too long, too many paragraphs, I do tune out. I don't mean to, but I do. And so I remember McNutt started telling me about the fact that when he was in the 5th grade, he was in a talent competition and he was a ventriloquist. Is that how you say it? And that he came in 7th place in the 5th grade talent show. And I was like, how many kids were in that? To go 7 places deep. What kind of situation was that? So he was proud of that. And so he kept talking, and I promise I didn't listen to the rest. But I do know he was a ventriloquist in the 5th grade and won 7th place in that competition. Fast forward to a listing appointment he had and wanted me to go on a couple of weeks later. And I said, hey, I'll be glad to go with you. He said, look, so I did what you said. I'm going to set myself apart. I'm going to show you in this listing appointment. Remember, I forgot about the word, and it passed me. So we go in, we meet the couple. We go and meet the couple. I don't even pay attention that he's got this case. I don't even pay attention that he's walking in with this case. I'm thinking, this is equipment to do stuff in the house. So it was just very nice. It was McNutt was an African American guy. And we went to a very affluent, predominantly white neighborhood. So this was a white couple, very conservative couple, very nice couple. And they lived there also with their very elderly mother. She had to be she had just turned 100. They mentioned that a few times because she reacted to us. She didn't react. We just kind of walked past and you try to talk to somebody, you even stick your hand out and nothing. So I'm like, I got you. So we sit down to the kitchen table and I let them know that, hey, I'm just here as an advisor and manager at our office, and McNutt is going to make this presentation. I'll stand back here, and if you need any help or assistance, I'll be available. So I sit on the couch away from them a little bit, right? Give them some room. And so they sit at the table together, and all of a sudden McNutt moves his chair back from the table. So they're at the table, and he's got this much distance away, almost like this is about to be a performance. All of a sudden, it popped back in my head about the 5th grade. And I'm like, oh my God. This dude is about to break out and sure enough, as I'm thinking it, he's opening up this case and pulls out the darkest, most offensive dummy I've ever seen. The dude had on a jockey uniform. Matted hair, big old red lips, smoke black. And that's the kind of thing I'm like, Lord, what is happening? So I got a couple of choices. Do I let this thing play out, or do I just go stop it? The horror on the face of the couple was equal to mine. But I looked over at the mama, the 100-year-old woman. That was her look. She went, make them talk. So this dude is literally taking out of this case this Sambo thing, putting it on his knee, and they're gonna do the presentation together. He said, Mr. and Miss Johnson, this is my first listed presentation. And I'm trying to set myself apart. And I brought today my assistant. He's sitting on his knee. My name is Andre McNutts, and this is my friend and assistant. We've been friends since the 5th grade. His name is McNutts. He's Andre McNutts. His name is dummy McNutts, right? Needless to say, I've left and gone to the bathroom. I said, can I go to, I need to use the restroom. My stomach is all jacked up. So, he says to the dummy, this is McNutt talking to McNutts. McNutts, would you like to introduce yourself? Now, you would think maybe at least the ventriloquist skills were good, right? Maybe he's gonna be able to pull this off. McNutts, would you like to introduce yourself? Hi, my name is McNutts. His mouth is moving like this. My name is McNutts. This is the voice he's using too. My name is McNutts. And I'm a top flight real estate assistant. And I'm here to help my man Andre McNutt present this, to do this listener presentation. So, needless to say, and look, back to the old woman who was in the corner. She's at the table now. She done pulled up. She up close and just she's like this, just watching, having a good time. Because it's the most ridiculous thing ever. And so they proceeded to do a presentation together for about 15 minutes until I couldn't take it anymore. They were going back and forth. McNutt would have a line, and then this one would have a line, and they just kind of look at each other, and they kind of laugh and talk. And finally I said, hey, I tried to text him a couple of times and say, hey, look, can you stop that? Don't do this. I don't want to have to walk up and stop it. But he obviously was not looking at his phone. So I had to get up and say, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, I'm going to have to stop this. Andre got the wrong impression about what we were trying to get done here. So I can't let him do this. I know you all look very uncomfortable. And then the mama said, I'm not uncomfortable. I'm enjoying this. And I want to hear from McNutts. And I said, well, man, you're not going to hear from McNutts. You're not going to hear from McNutts. I told McNutts, put McNutts back in the case and let's go. So needless to say, when you deal with that kind of stuff on a daily, that's not a daily thing, but that's enough, right? Doesn't that show you that this guy was relatively stressful? McNutt went on